I've been trying to talk about this book with so many people, and like even I interviewed my 26-year-old cousin about this and how his friends see masculinity and all these things and just these new ideas. My only problem is like just keeping all the data in my head, and where do I put it so I can grab it when I need it. So like,
Yeah.
did the research that you did for the Rising Order, as you were going through it, and I want to talk about some of the interviews you did the
Mhm.
research end up changing the direction the story went, or did you have like the through line of the plot and the story, and how someone would, like, in the interview you'd learn, you would just, okay, then that's how they interact in this scene?
That's a really good question. So the interviews that I did and the interview that I'm thinking of is, so my main character who I mentioned, Wolf, as I mentioned, he's a domestic terrorist. He is a very complicated, dark, deep character who has a lot of baggage. And I actually ended up writing him in full and completion for the most part, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I wasn't all the way done writing
Hmm.
him when I had my interview with Christian Piccolini, who is an ex-neo-Nazi skinhead who has, of course, since left the organization. And he has since formed a nonprofit organization, and which he no longer runs or is in charge of. But he is very well known in the nonprofit that he created was focused on extracting extremists from their organizations and reassimilating them back into society.
Wow.
And so he has a lot of expertise on this, especially being an ex-neo-Nazi skinhead. And he has been on, like, featured on 60 Minutes. He's done TED Talks. He has two of his books of his own. He's really remarkable. And so when I interviewed him about my character, it was more so to validate my character and ensure that I was portraying him in an authentic way. And it was also to validate his relationship with Flynn as it unfolds,
Okay.
to ensure that it's realistic and to ensure that he could potentially be influenced by someone like this young woman.
Hmm.
And so that was a really important that was really important for me to ensure that I wasn't misrepresenting this character and his experience. And I'm glad that I did have Wolf pretty much fully formed by the time I did have that interview with Christian, because it allowed me to ask better questions. You know, like, I think if I hadn't thought Wolf through yet, or if I didn't know Wolf as a character yet, it would have been hard for me to have a conversation with Christian. It wouldn't have had as much
All
direction.
right.
But because I did, I was able to ask more questions that really ensured that I was doing it right.